Thank you very much for joining us on NSTV Lagos. We are broadcasting today from our Abeokuta office. The program is called Outlook, where we tell the extraordinary story of survival of individuals, Nigerians, living with one form or the other of physical disability or physically challenged. We began last week the story of Adekunle Adeyinka, popularly known as Emperor, with a with sorry with Emperor who has this visibility challenge, visually impaired. I'm sorry about that. In his 40s. Before then, it was a life filled with excitement, promises, having been born in the north, and of course, because he was living with his father who was involved in a job that needs him being transferred from one point to the other. So, Emperor moved across the country and had already settled down in Ibadan, where he was involved in this business of changing or fixing vehicle windscreen in Ibadan. Yes, he was happy, living with promises and a future that was very bright until that fateful day in 2005 when he completely went blind. Even though the signs were on, in actual fact, a few weeks before then, he had a surgery to remove the cataract, costing him about 600,000 naira in 2005. But as fate will have it, that happened. Naturally, felt disappointed and was actually contemplating suicide until God sent a presenter to him who was like talking directly to him the day he was actually planning to take his own life. The person spoke directly to encourage him to move on and that committing suicide was not a solution and there is life, there can be life after that. After that, he was introduced to an elder in Ijebu, Chief S.A. Okubadejo, who also assisted and encouraged him. He went to the rehabilitation school in Lagos, and since then, he has moved on into a new life. That's where we were for those who were not able to follow us last week. We'll continue from that point, life after the rehabilitation. So let me welcome again to the program Adekunle Adeyinka Emperor, like many of us will call him. It's nice having you once again.
Good morning, my brother.
All right, let's begin with it. Life after that unfortunate permanent incident. I know that you are involved, despite your own condition, with helping people. You have this NGO that assists people, philanthropy, you dash out people, you dash big gifts out to people during festival period on your own. First, what's the name of that NGO and how are you doing it despite your own condition? What is encouraging you?
Thank you very much, my brother. The name of the association is New Era Initiative for People Living with Disability.
New Era Initiative with people living with
For
disability.
people with disability.
For people living with
That's the name of the association.
So how are you doing it? Because I know this costs a lot in terms of money, legwork, and other things. With your own condition, how are you doing it? How have you been doing it? What's encouraging you to do that?
In my last episode, I told you I got encouraged by the chief you mentioned, Chief S.A. Adekunle, when he was celebrating his 50th year of blindness. That's when I came to know that there is still life after life, even with this present new world that I target. But and that since that day, as I said, I promised that I'm also going to be a helper to those that does not know or that does not have any idea of the present situation they might find themselves. It's not limited to the visually impaired people alone. We have some that has this leg.
That's the New Era Initiative.
Yeah. So we have people with hearing impairment, the spinal cord injury, the physically challenged, all encompasses the disability ward. We have them in the new era. And to the glory of God, some of us are still employed, gainfully employed today. But born out of the passion we have for fellow human challenge person, we gathered ourselves to look for way out and way forward. Government alone cannot do it. We should not rely on the government. They have a lot for them to do. They are trying their own bit. And because most of the policies they gave out, none of the special people are there when they were implementing or when they were making the policy. They don't know where exactly to go. So I will also use this medium to let them know that whenever they want to make a policy that concerns people living with disability, they should please engage them, because they wear the shoe and know where it pitches. So in our own association, as we have now known that the government alone cannot do it, and we still have so many of our people that are downtrodden, we now deem it fit, especially in a festive period. We give joy, we put smile in the faces of our members. We call on them, we distribute to them food items that will make them also enjoy the festive period, just as the so-called, as they call themselves, the normal people. But nobody is not normal. The only challenge is what is the
Everybody's
difference.
number. Yeah. Now, Emperor, before we move on, what's the contact for that your NGO, New Era
New Era
Initiative
Initiative for people with disability.
Where is the contact, the telephone contact, the physical contact?
The address we are using for now, our office for now, is directly opposite Totoro Post Office, that is in Abeokuta. And the phone number is 08060107507.
All right, 08060107507. That's the telephone number in case you want to get in touch with Emperor or the New Era Initiative for people with disability through Emperor. Now, Emperor, your story is unending, fascinating, inspiring, and encouraging. You move around unaided.
That's true.
You live alone, most times unaided, except you have visitors. You are a cheerful person. Anytime anybody is with you, it's all fun, joke, and how, one, where is the motivation coming from? Two, how are you doing this? How do you come to learn this?
Sincerely yours, as I told you, the nature of my job from the onset, I move and I mix with people on a daily basis. Maybe because I'm used to that. So when the challenge came, for the first 2 years was when I was having problem, when I don't know where to go. I don't know which direction to follow. But after I've been introduced to the rehabilitation center, the one in Lagos I attended, I now discover that there is still life after life. There is nobody, I repeat, that can give you joy or happiness but you yourself. So that alone makes me to be happy. I always feel on top of the world, especially when I find people around me. And all I'm embedded with, I have to pour it out. People still come to me for counseling, which I did free of charge. I don't mind. I spend my time, my money at times to give people because I know they want it and I'm having it. So all I have to do is just to give it out.
Tell us how a typical day looks like with you. When do you normally wake up?
The
When
day
do you
is
sleep?
always
What's
normal.
the day?
My routine, my normal routine, I wake up on or before 5 a.m.
5 a.m.
Yes, sir. On a daily basis. That's how
What
I
do you
wake
be
up.
doing?
I wake up, I have my quiet time. After my quiet time, then I will start browsing, looking for what will help me. If I have messages unread, I will do. If I have the one I have to reply to, I will do. So when it is 6 o'clock, I will put on the radio to listen to the news for the day and some newspaper review. after which I will go and refresh myself. The day starts. That's a new day.
Interesting. You are not bothered, you are not scared by any issue.
At all, at all.
All right. I know you've spoken tacitly about government and the challenges living in Nigeria with people with disability. How is it like?
Oh, my brother, unless one falls into that category before he knows what we are facing, that's when I say we are. I'm now generalizing on the people living with disability. The first problem we have is transportation. If you want to move around, if not for someone that has just taken it upon himself, like myself, that I can go to anywhere. As you see me sitting beside you, my brother, I travel to Abuja, Enugu for seminars, and I will go and come back safely. But people will be asking me, how do you do it? How do you make it? I'll tell them,
I wonder too.
I have the address of where I'm going, and I believe I'm meeting with people. So when I get to the park, where is the vehicle going to Enugu? This is the one going to Enugu. Yeah, how much? I will pay. And when I get to Enugu, please, I'm going to so hotel where I'm going to lodge. So it's so easy. The only difference there is that I cannot just go to the side of the road and wave down a taxi or these commercial bikes or what have you. But with the assistance of anybody around, at times if I'm traveling like that, I will tell my drivers, please, when you get to a uniform man, stop for me, let me ask for his assistance where I'm going. He should be in the better position to do that for me.
Interesting.
I will never mince word by telling him this and this is what I want, this is where I'm coming from, and this is where I'm going.
Interesting. Have you ever been embarrassed by an individual occasion or intimidated?
I've come at that was sometimes in Lagos. I was about to board a bus going to toll gate from Adekunle. I finished a program from a radio station at Ikeja. Then I was going down to Mashalashi.
You went alone?
Yes. So when I got to Adekunle bus stop, the conductor was calling where the bus stop where he was going. He's going down to Adekunle toll gate. And I will be alerting at Mashalashi before even his own terminus. Then the guy said I should not enter. I was asking myself why. I'm dressed, well dressed. I'm not putting on a tattered dress. I'm not putting up a lace material on an Ankara. So what stops you from telling me not to get? So I get in by force. The conductor was sitting in a seat before me. I was sitting behind him. So when the vehicle moved, I now asked him, Mr. Conductor, why on earth did you say I should not come in? You were calling, your destination is 100 naira and I'm having my money already with me. So why did you tell me not to come in? If peradventure by tomorrow you have a challenge, will you be rotting at home? He said if I like I can be rotting at home. My brother, I got rated. I gave him a slap from the back.
You slapped him?
To God Almighty with me. I slapped him from the back and I told the driver to park. Now we have come to the end of the show for that day. So the whole bus occupants were begging me. I have to let him understand, look, because I'm having this challenge, do you see me, what kind of embarrassment is this? Do you see me beg for
why did he say so?
I don't know.
All right, yes, interestingly, we have come to another, to a place where we also be ending it this week. Be sure by the grace of God, we will continue next week. I will be here, inshallah. Emperor will be here. I will continue. You can see that Outlook, that program on NSTV that brings the story, extraordinary story of people living with disability, is a must not miss. Dele Ayodo is my name.